Welcome to another RSR. Tonight I am reviewing Texas A&M 24, Mississippi State 42 in Week 5 of college football. The SEC, Mississippi State, gets the win at home 2 years in a row, beating Texas A&M. We saw this one coming. Last year, not so much. This one, we saw coming, but better than -4 for sure. No score in the first quarter, 0-0. Couple of 3-and-outs from both sides. Not the best play there, but goes scoreless into the second quarter. Then 2 5-yard touchdown passes for Mississippi State. Caleb Ducking gets one to make it 0-7. Then Rufus Harvey breaks the plane, gets the ball into the end zone before his knee touches, makes it 0-14. The end of the second quarter, that means it would go 0-14 into the half. Then Texas A&M bond with a 24-yard field goal to start the third quarter. Then Richardson gets a blocked kick. He returns it for a touchdown, 3-21 Mississippi State. Moose Muhammad III with a 30-some yard touchdown catch, 10-21. Then Dylan Johnson gets a 1-yard touchdown run to make it 10-28. I think that's fourth quarter. Fourth quarter started. So at the end of the third quarter, it was 10-21 State. Dylan Johnson makes it 10-28 in the fourth quarter early on. Haynes King comes in for Max Johnson. Max Johnson catches a knock. Haynes King gets a 2-yard touchdown run, 17-28. And I thought maybe Haynes King would come back on State, because knowing us. Then Ra Thomas with a big catch and run, 75-yard touchdown pass to make it 17-35. Emmanuel Forbes gets a pick six touchdown to make it 17-42. Then L.J. Johnson Jr. for Texas A&M gets a 2-yard touchdown run to make it 24-42. That's the last score of the game. Final 24-42. You could wrap this one in maroon and white for Mississippi State, because both teams wear maroon and white. That's a bit of an oversight. But with that being said, good win for Mississippi State. Strong win. There were moments where they almost blew it. I'd say early third quarter, that was the only really bad part of the game for them. About the first 3 drives of the third quarter, defensively and offensively, that's when it sort of became a bit questionable. But other than that, State definitely, besides those first 3 drives of the second half, were dominant. They were the better team, defensively, offensively, and on special teams. I mean, they did miss a field goal, but nothing new, right? Nothing new for Mississippi State. They just missed field goals. They love to do it. I can tell you that much. But with that, State has played very, very well in this game. This was a big rebound in conference play from the LSU game. This was a lot different. State are starting to figure it out. Yes, they could still shoot themselves in the foot, but honestly, they could figure it out, and I'm proud. Will Rogers, great game. Great game. No mistakes really from him. Didn't throw any interceptions. Didn't throw any passes that were really in danger. Didn't fumble. There was a fumble from the receivers. But other than that, running game, Dylan Johnson, Jaquavius Marks, still freaking amazing. And honestly, I think Dylan Johnson's better. But Jaquavius Marks still picking up the load when he has to. State can run the ball, and they realized that this was a game to do it, because A&M has a great pass defense. Run defense, not so much. And sometimes in the SEC, you have to be more pragmatic. And Mike Leach, I think he's understood that. And then you see how they played. Definitely when they started running the ball a bit more, they did better. They broke off some big runs, State. They did. I like how they're adding running into the repertoire a bit more, especially over the past year and a half, last half of last season and this season. I like it. I'm happy with it. I think it's a good playing style. I think the air raid doesn't completely work in the SEC, and I think Leach has figured that out, and he knows they need to run the ball. Running the ball is a Southern thing, and they do it. And they could throw well too, but because they ran, they could throw on A&M, and they made some really good throws. And I'm surprised they had some red zone success that I didn't think they'd have. I thought the red zone would be really hard for them. They still had some bad moments in the red zone, but they still scored points. Scored a couple of touchdowns. They did what they had to do in the red zone. It wasn't completely out of touch. They had a good red zone play. I wish they did that every week. If they played like the last half of the third quarter and the whole fourth quarter, like most of the second half, after those first crappy 3 drives in the third quarter, they could beat Alabama. They could beat Georgia. And Alabama ain't great this year. Archie took a fight to them. I know we're going to Bryant-Denny, but damn it, I believe in State. I think they're the ones to beat Alabama this year. I really do. I have a feeling that this is the year State beats Bama for the first time since 2007. I think it's our turn. State loves winning games they shouldn't. I'm just saying. They play like they did at the second part of the third quarter and the whole fourth quarter against Bama without any mistakes. Trust me, this game, they could win. Georgia may be a bit harder, but I think they're learning from here. I think they're starting to realize everything and push through and do better. So I like what I'm seeing from Mississippi State. With that being said, Richardson, great defensively, had a really great game. Really great game. Couple of mistakes, but picks up a fumble, makes a good couple of stops early on, puts State on the front foot to score, of course. Emmanuel Forbes, 2 picks. Big win. Emmanuel Forbes helps on, of course. Great corner. Emmanuel Forbes is awesome. He helps on the win. Of course, you'd expect that. Jet Johnson as well. Great defensively. Texas A&M, you didn't really see anything out of him besides A-Chain. A-Chain, you didn't see anything about him. A-Chain was the one who kept him in the game. Max Johnson wasn't that good. Haynes King was worse. Jimbo Fisher, I'm going to steal the joke from Josh Pate blatantly, not just like change it to Bobby Bacala, Bob Bradley. Jimbo Fisher system expired in 2014. Why they keep playing the same system that doesn't work? I'm not going to complain because State won, but yeah, I stole the joke and sort of fixed it for Bob Bradley because it's honestly true, but again, Jimbo Fisher, his offense expired in 2014, and they haven't done anything different since. Jameis Winston made it cool, and then ever since, nothing. With that being said, by the way, Josh Pate is the best college football show. Media guy, college football-wise. Love Late Kick. It's amazing. I mean, he's the only one who really respects Mississippi State, so, you know. If I was completely college football, I could probably challenge him. But, you know, what can you do? I do CONCACAF with a little bit of college football. With that being said, State, amazing defensively, great offensively. They played all 3 phases well. I'm happy with Mississippi State. Dogs win again. They always find a way, or they are finding ways this year, except LSU. They shot themselves in the foot. But when we thought they were about to shoot themselves in the foot, this game, they bounced back, and that's something awesome to see. You normally don't see that from State, but they bounced back, and they dominated even more. I'm happy with it. If that means this is a new thing and they stop shooting themselves in the foot, I mean, I don't know why it took 2.5 years to figure it out, but as long as State keeps playing the way they do, or the way they did tonight for a whole game, they may just go 10-2, 11-1. And that's what Mike Leach needs, in my book. This year's crazy. It could happen. It's the right time to strike. Strike while the iron's hot, State. Do it. Hail State, I believe. With that being said, if you like this video, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that share button. Send super chats on the live streams. Comment on this video. Put this in playlist. Share with friends and family. All that great stuff. I will see you tomorrow for a live watch along and review of Columbus Crew 2 versus Toronto FC 2 in the MLS Next Pro Eastern Conference semifinal. TFC 2, go to a final, win a trophy, and have another chance to win a trophy next week. The big one. Let's go. I'm Ryan and I'm out. Peace. Hail State.